So this is going to be a little bit of a different episode than my usual fare, and that's pretty much because of what's going on with me right now. Like, literally the day after this is going up, I'm going back to Arizona just for a little bit. It's only a vacation to visit my family for the holidays. And pretty much right after that, we're not going to have any more traditional episodes for the rest of the year. It's just going to be hopping straight into the Golden Pizza Awards. At least I hope it is. It's going to be really disappointing for everybody involved if it's not. So, I've been cleaning, I've been packing, I've been getting things ready, making sure everybody on my Christmas list is crossed off. It's been a lot of extra work on top of what I normally do, so I wanted to do something a little more laid back and non-traditional. You know, we've spent the whole year talking about everything from free-to-play elements to how to survive as a game reviewer, the nature of sequels and all that, but this is something that's going to be a little less traditional, something you don't have to think too hard about, and I actually got a suggestion for something cool in that vein on the Ask FM page, which is what games am I looking forward to in the year coming down the line, and yeah, I think that's a thing that's worth talking about. Although I do want to point something out really quickly before we get started. Just because I don't mention a game on this list does not mean I'm not curious about it. I'm still interested in games like Resident Evil 7 and Horizon Zero Dawn, it's just they don't strike me personally as something that I absolutely need to have. So hopefully you don't mind this break from format too much and you enjoy picking my brain just a little bit, So sit back, relax, enjoy, and try not to take it too seriously.
Gravity Rush 2. Now here's a series I've always been interested in, but never gotten the chance to try. The very idea of a game where you can literally fly through the world if you get good enough at the gravity mechanic has me excited to no end. I want to explore every nook and cranny of Hexville, and because it's coming out on a console I actually own this time, I can. And oh God, does this art style pop! It's vibrant and colorful in ways that feel completely unique to it. It successfully strikes that ever-elusive balance between industrial and fantastical that gives you the best of both, and I can't wait to see it from every angle possible. Berserk and the Band of the Hawk. Hyrule Warriors opened my eyes to Musou-style games, and thanks to how well that was executed, I'll take any opportunity to jump back in again. Yes, I completely understand why some people don't see the appeal in this formula, and yes, I'm fully aware that Dynasty Warriors-style games put you on a progression treadmill. But funnily enough, I also don't seem to care. It's the same reason I like old-school RPGs. Sometimes a repetitive and viscerally satisfying action is all you need to zone out and forget the troubles of the day. And if anything I've seen a Band of the Hawk so far is any indication, it's really gonna put the visceral back in that statement. Between this and Dragon Quest Heroes 2 alone, 2017 is already shaping up to be a pretty good year for me. Senran Kagura, Peach Beach Splash. Oh please, don't look at me like that. If I wanted smut, I'd play Trials in Tainted Space. This ecchi crap doesn't cut it anymore. No, I'm looking forward to this game for two reasons. One, it gives me an excuse to bring back rave reviews, and two, it kinda looks like an alright game. Like a strange cross between Splatoon and Vanquish, or maybe even a little bit of Warframe. But unlike Splatoon, they aren't gonna limit which weapons you use together. Seriously, what was up with that? And you get melee attacks on top of your water guns. Add in some crazy movement in a series that's willing to never take itself too seriously, and I am in love. Persona 5. Is literally anyone surprised? You're talking to the guy who spent days making hour-long analyses of single trailers for any kind of information he could find. I love this series to death. In fact, Personas 3 and 4 stand as some of my favorite JRPGs ever made. I love the characters, I love the themes and messages behind them. I love the difficulty curve and how it makes turn-based combat strategic again. I love the style just oozing from the everything in these games, from the menus and locations to the over-the-top creatures and unforgettable soundtracks. And I love how Atlas always puts 110% into their localization. These guys set the bar for how an English release of a JRPG should be done, to the point where I didn't even care that the previous 2 games didn't have the Japanese VO. I probably won't even use the one in Persona 5 because I don't need to. For me, the release of a new Persona game is an event, and pretty soon, you'll all know why. Yooka-Laylee. In certain industries, you hear the term X Factor a lot. It's a phrase given to that invisible quality that makes audiences magnetized to what you've created. Take the Crash Bandicoot Insane trilogy, for example. In that game's current state, it's missing that X Factor for me. It looks good, don't get me wrong, but not great. Not great enough to make me think I absolutely need it in my life anyway. But it was somewhere between the Toy Box demo and the Capital Casino trailer that recently released that I finally started seeing that in Yooka-Laylee. They lived up to their promise. This looks like the best Banjo-Kazooie game we've gotten in forever. And that's no knock on a hat in time either, which I am also immensely looking forward to. It has that level of polish and care that I've come to expect from the Playtonic crew, to the point where I don't want to watch any more trailers for fear of spoiling the magic they are working so hard to build. You nailed the dive, guys. Now I just pray you'll stick the landing. South Park, the fractured but whole. I'm gonna come out and say it, Stick of Truth was and still is the best Paper Mario we've gotten since Thousand Year Door. Now comes the sequel, which is adding tactical and environmental elements to the battles, along with a superhero theme that throws the door open for all kinds of new possibilities in combat. The art style is still spot on, the humor is still top notch, and based on Matt and Trey saying they finally figured out how to actually make a game and do it well, I think we're in for a great time with this one. Sonic Mania. Here are 2 guys who used to make Sonic fan games ascending to the level of official Sega developers and given the keys to bring the franchise back to its 2D roots in the ways that actually work. If anybody knows how to make this series enjoyable again, it's the Taxman and Headcanon, evidenced by the fact that people outside the fan base seem to be genuinely optimistic about a Sonic game for the first time in a long time. It's smooth, fast, creative, breaks the Sonic cycle, has production values that put even some previous attempts by the Sonic team to shame, and in fact is so good that it's completely overshadowing the other more technically intensive game that was announced at that very same event. Now, if only every company was smart enough to hire their fans instead of punish them. And at last, Final Fantasy XII, The Zodiac Age. When the original FF12 hit, it was a game changer for me. This was unlike any JRPG I'd ever played, not completely ditching the turn-based aspect, but instead tweaking and refining it to give it a more dynamic and action-oriented feel. It had this huge story embroiled in political intrigue and fantastical magics, something I'd only seen in Suikoden before. And it had some of the downright coolest characters, locations, and set pieces that made every step forward in this game a rewarding one. But sadly, I was short on money at the time that it first came out and had to rent my original copy as opposed to owning it. Needless to say, I never got far. I have not spent nearly enough time in the world of Ivalice, and once this update comes out, I plan on rectifying that real quick.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter. And a package too. Boo! I figure the holidays are right around the corner, so it makes sense for me to open these now and both sort of read them on air, see what they are on air, even though I'm pretty sure I know what's in the box. But let's see what this has to say first before anything else. Uh-oh. I see something in here, and as usual, I'm gonna hide that behind me before I look at it. There's another tiny little thing in this letter, and just reading what's on the front of it, I like it already. But let's see what we got here. This looks like the same person who sent a letter before, back from... I forget which video it was off the top of my head. I'll link it in a card or something. Happy holidays, Fnu. Hope everything's been going well for you in Ohio. No doubt you're probably experiencing temperatures and weather conditions that are completely foreign to you. Hope you've got a good coat, lol. Hey, this is pure leather, man. It's not too bad. Also, I like the Ice Climbers picture to illustrate my plight. Some exciting things have been happening with me recently, but first, progress on my YouTube series has finally begun picking up steam again. No promises right now. Smart man. Never make promises for videos you haven't finished yet, I've learned that. But I hope to have my channel launch sometime in February or March. I just want to have a queue of episodes already completed so I can release them on a consistent basis. That's not a bad idea. We were actually doing that with the webcomic for a while. Just make things in advance in case problems come up. Always plan in advance like that. It's smart. As for the other thing, well, it's too early to really say anything, but I may have recently gotten a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for something amazing. And I've been working my butt off to make sure it doesn't pass me by. I don't want to say too much, just wish me luck. Anyways, have a happy whatever y'all celebrate to you and your team, and have a happy new year too. May 2017 be the year of pizza. And of course, talking about the year of pizza, there's only one illustration you can use. Turtle power! No, pizza power in this case. Oh, now... Sincerely a fan. I gotta bring the letter really close for you to see what he left in the corner there, but give it a second to focus in. Yep. Okay, then I choose Nep Nep. Is that alright with you, Nep Nep? Now I'm extremely curious what this little thing is holding. Again, I'm gonna be really careful with this, because this looks like it was handmade, and I don't want to damage it really at all. It says, next slice of pizza is on me. And, oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cool. It's a little fun. You don't expect this just from random people, just to, like, get currency in a letter. That's... Damn, man, thank you. Thank you so much, and this is also... I almost don't want to look at this because it's probably going to blow me away and make me cry on camera, but it's a $20 Steam gift card. Do I actually... He even wrote down recommended games on here. Carol Blaster, Learn Japanese to Survive, Mushroom Men, Truffle Trouble, One Shot, Streets of Fury EX. I've actually got an idea for what I'm going to spend this on, actually. Have you heard of a game called Icy? It's this action platformer with this narrator who seems constantly aware that players will go where they're not being told to go. They'll explore and play, they'll defy what the game is supposed to do. I think Total Biscuit put it as an interesting way. It's sort of like it's a multiplayer game with the developer, pretty much. You're trying to outsmart them and do something that they didn't expect you to do, and constantly realizing, I see what you're doing there. So, thank you. Thank you very much. And now we get to the package. I have a fairly good idea I know what's in here. There we go. I got this, and... Oh! Even better than what I thought it was going to be. Hold on a second, let's see if the note says anything. No, it does not, but I think the gift says more than anything a note says possibly could. Now, you guys know how much I'm not a fan of Nintendo's business practices, okay? They royally screwed up with things like the NES Classic and the original shipping of Amiibo. They screwed up Amiibo so badly, as a matter of fact, I said there were only 2 cases where I would buy another one again, where I would actively give them money. One is a Shantae Amiibo, and the other... Waluigi!